Hello everyone, welcome back to Lab4crypto. Bitcoin is at almost 100k. A congratulations to everyone that did not panic when we had the crash. And you know that basically during the crash we were accumulating heavily. And now you can check that as well in our Twitter, also in our free blog, which basically we have said that Bitcoin and Ethereum as well was primed for a move to the upper side. For example, you can see the post here, which I will have a link in the description below, which basically we have said that Bitcoin was heavily undervalued. And you can also go to our X post, which we have the link here. But the main idea is that we have accumulated heavily between 78 to 23 when everyone was telling that bear market has started, not we are going to move sideways or basically more to the downside, and people were predicting prices of 69k. And you will see in all our free posts here that basically I was saying that I actually accumulated, and you can see the article was March 26th, and that my prediction about the top for Bitcoin did not change at all. And I still think that we are going much higher by the end of year. And let's first today outline about a new model that I have created, which is called Total Crypto Market Cap Quantile Bimodal model, which basically will help us know when the crypto market have reached values which are too risky and it's time to consider exiting the market when the time comes. Of course, you can use this model also to accumulate, but because, as I said, the next 6 to 8 months are going to be, I think, the top of the market. So in short, between the Q4 of 2025 or the Q1 of 2026. So in short, when you see this black line move above the light red line, let's say the salmon color, then it's time for you to start thinking to prepare your exit strategy because we have become overheated. So, and this table is showing you the first quantile, the 13th, the 16th, and the 19th. And basically, when we are approaching the light red zone, that means it's time for you to start exiting the market because we are in ranges which usually we have a crash in the markets. The good news about this one as well now is telling us that the market is heavily undervalued. You will see that today we are at 2.99 trillion and we are just on the green line, which means that the market has a lot of room to growth, as I am expecting to see values above, um, let's say, between 11 to 13 trillion when the time comes. Depends, of course, when the market top is going to happen. Let's say that it happens in November, it's 13.82 trillion, where I'm probably going to exit heavily the market. But of course, this is not a financial advice. This is how I am navigating the market. And this model, what it does basically, it models the bottoms and until the quantile, which is at the 40 level, in short, with a power law, and the above the 40 percentile, I'm using an exponential decay. So in short, you will see that in each run, we are approaching closer and closer to the middle, to the feet of the power law, in short, which I'm going to show you in a bit what it is. And that in short shows that we have diminishing returns as well. So what it means, you will see this top is going lower and lower in each cycle. And therefore, you cannot model and does not make sense to model the quantile model with just the power law line. For people that they have not followed this model, basically have noticed that the total crypto market cap follows a power law as well. So the inspiration of this model was from Bitcoin power law as well, because I wanted to check if the altcoins are damaging the growth that we see from the power law of Bitcoin, or if it's a net positive, let's say. And what I notice is that yes, we are following a power law as well as a market. Of course, it's correlated with Bitcoin because it's like 60% of the crypto market. But the other 40, and when we are in bull runs, the other 50 and more, we can, which the dominance, I think, of Bitcoin during bull runs goes, let's see. So during bull runs, yeah, you'll see Bitcoin dominance drops to 36, let's say. Yeah, which means that the other 64, for example, it's altcoins. So I wanted to check how the growth of this sector is. And if we compare it with the market cap of Bitcoin, if we have an exponent, which basically it's greater than that of Bitcoin, which that means is good news for the market, and that altcoins, at least they are a net positive and not net negative, because if we had an exponent which was lower than that of Bitcoin, that means altcoins basically are damaging the growth of the crypto market. You will find, I think, let's see, I will have the link to the model that basically I published last year, which I explain how it works, but also you can find it in our platform, but I will have the Twitter link as well, which I explain how I came up and how I did this model. And but also you can find it in the platform, which you can see it update daily, and you will know exactly where we are in the market. So moving on, as I said, this was the power law model for the total crypto market cap. And then a step further, let's say, or a different way to do a regression, it's the quantile, which gives a better understanding to majority of, let's say, people which are not that mathematical, to know that, okay, red color, that means that becomes risky, green and light blue, that means that we are undervalued. So that model soon will be updated in our platform, which you can check it daily. But of course, you can use this graph as well. And you will know that, let's say that the market cap on November is 10 trillion, that you will know that we are approaching the red line, which means that you can start preparing our exit strategy. Now let's talk a little bit about the market. Now we are in an important point, which personally I think this run will not be sustained, and I will explain why. The Fed basically said that they're going to keep the interest rates high because there is no any pressure from them to reduce it. So now we are at 4.5%, which is very high. And that means retail are not going to be able to join the market, because do not forget that your favorite altcoin price is going to be driven from retail and not institutions. So what means by retail? Day-to-day people like me and you. Because institutions do not want to enter into altcoins because of liquidity concerns. Therefore, I expect that we are going to have a clear skies ahead and go and have a sustained run when interest rates are going down. So when you see this red line go much lower. Therefore, what I have done, I decided today at 19.9K, and you will see the message in my Telegram, which I decided to take some profits and see how the market is going to move forward, because we have some bullish news. We have some strategic Bitcoin reserves from some US states to be approved. Also, there is a potential to have some announcements on trade deals. Therefore, I'm just in wait and see. I took some chips off the table, and I will be more than happy to see BTC move to higher values, and of course, starting to see some strength from altcoins. But I decided after, because I had accumulated heavily um, when BTC was at 80K, I decided to take some profits, and of course, also some profits from my previous accumulation, which was at much lower values, close to 16, 17K. You can check, I think our algorithm again did an amazing job saying that we were heavily undervalued. You will see that when risk was 29% and 77.9K, so at 78K, that the market was heavily undervalued. Basically, the risk was low because do not forget we were in a bull run, and these are opportunities that you want to take. And this is something that I try to be vocal also in my blogs, which you can see that I explain in detail why I thought this. Also, you can find it in my Twitter, which I posted that as well. And also, for example, I also said that Ethereum had reached its bottom at 1.5K based on my calculation. And now I think we are at 2K. So this is the importance of having data, and do not freak out when there is FUD, because I feel you. I saw maybe 99% of, let's say, influencers saying that we are going to 67K. Even I had the people from my premium group freaking out, and I was telling them that I don't see that on the data, and we are primed to go to much higher values. But when the time comes, I know that it's difficult to make informed decisions, because when you log into social media and see everyone panicking, that can gets into you as well. And that is why you need tools to help you make these decisions with clear mind and just check the numbers. And the reason that sometimes I get mad about this is people which are using tools, let's say, to make these informed decisions, they need to check the data only and do not engage and do not farm engagement. And what that means, when there is, let's say, a crash, a lot of people they prefer to start spreading more panic, because that content will get more views and more engagement, and they don't care about the people which they want some good information, some solid information with data and values, and not picking which ones you are going to use. You need to have a clear idea, and that is something that I'm trying to do through my blog as well, and also through the YouTube channel. But of course, through Telegram Premium, which I try to guide and help as many people as possible to understand the way of thinking, because in the end, no one is going to be correct all the time. The point is to have a clear understanding of how to check the data. And when you're going to make a decision, at least you will know that the probabilities were in your favor. If you go and check the timeline on Twitter and our channel and compare it to other major ones, you will not find a single post which is trying to panic people. And actually, we are saying that we are accumulating and the reason and the graphs why. But when you go to other channels, you will see them immediately writing breaking, bear market have started, you need to start exiting immediately. And that spreads the panic more and you don't make decisions with clear mind. And the clear mind is just the data in the end. And that is why we have built in also the platform which you can check thousands of graphs. And I think that it will help you understand what whales are doing. If, for example, people that are holding significant amounts of your favorite altcoin, what is doing. So, for example, you will see people that are holding significant amounts of BTC, for example, 1,000 to 10,000 BTC. They were heavily accumulating from February 27th, and the normal people like me and you, when they were seeing the panic in the markets, were basically exiting. And this is something you will be able to see the difference between people exiting the market. You see this line going down, and these are people which they have 1 to 10 Bitcoin, or if we go to 0.1 to 1, you will see the same thing. Let's go from let's go from February, so you will know as well. February, yeah. So you see this line, the slope of it to be slow, and people with 1 to 10 BTC, they were exiting from 0 to 1, slowly accumulating. But whales, you see the slope, it's much more steep, which means they are accumulating more. Anyway, my point is that you'll have many tools to do it. And as I said, the plan is still the same. BTC has a lot of potential to go much higher in by the end of year. We are now, sorry, let's say we are now at a deviation of 0.6%, and usually we have tops when we reach values above 70, as you'll see on the previous cycles. So still a lot of room to grow. And altcoins, your favorite altcoin, will start going higher when I think monetary conditions allow it. I know that you want your altcoin to start moving now, but as you will see, we are still below the green line, just above it today. And to be able to have an altcoin season, a sustained one, we need to move above the purple one. And as the interest rates are so high, I think the probability that we will see some weakness in the summer is quite high, in my opinion. Therefore, you need to be prepared in case there is a weakness in the summer to be able to take an advantage of it if you believe, like me, that the top of the market is going to be at the end of the year or at the end, at the beginning of the next one. So when you make your plan, do not check the FOMO, see your portfolio, see how much capital you have on the side. And if you believe that the market is going to move higher at the end of the year and there is going to be a weakness in the summer, to be able to use that capital. And if not, if you are more a long-term guy, which says that, okay, I don't care about the price of Bitcoin in the next 2 or 3 months, even if it goes lower, or the altcoins, I want to keep holding and I will decide to exit when the values are go above 180, for example. At least you need to have a strategy. And my strategy is something that I explain a lot in the Telegram, but I'm going to rotate on altcoins when I think that we have clear skies ahead. And for now, I don't think we have. I hope you like the content. Please give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. And until next time, bye bye.